Hey guys, it's Christopher Williams, DC. I am back to give you a little bit more detailed information about how my education went. So, I don't want to bore anybody, but make sure before I even start, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, like the video so you guys can keep on watching me, and YouTube will know that I am actually here to benefit you with resources of information that I have. However, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I want to let you guys know a little bit something about how my college life has been. Well, unfortunately, I told you guys that I left college when I was in like my first second semester. I received the Minority Achievement Scholarship, which means that if you're the only one in your family that went to college, then you will literally get a scholarship, and they understand people who went to school and graduated high school. And then went on to college, and they understand what it's like to be like the only one to actually go to college. So, however, I just thought that it was more um, um, important, for me to actually take that opportunity and run with it. But for just like some other people, I didn't really like do so well in math, and that really took a toll on me because I had life situations hitting me really hard, and I also had to stay focused on getting myself grounded in being responsible with real life situations. Not that going to school wasn't a real life situation, but I had to get myself situated with keeping my grades up in school and keeping my responsibilities up outside of school as well. Knowing that I needed to obtain tutoring to try to keep my grades up. Now, I had literally, passed English and passed all of my other elective courses before I even started communications because that is my major. It was communications and broadcasting, mass communications and journalism. So it got to the point to where, I ended up taking a math class, and you can only take that but so many times. So I took my math class about like one or two, maybe three times. I think it was the second time, but you get a certain amount of times within that semester to take it. And I didn't do so well on the exam, but I didn't do like bad, but I didn't do like well enough to pass. Unfortunately, they gave me an opportunity to get it right one last time, and to go to some tutoring and speak with an advisor, so you can be in tutoring. So I did that, but it just seemed like I had really bad test anxiety when I got into like the um, actual computer room to take the test, and I didn't do so well on it. Like, I remembered some things, but some things I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember being taught this, or I don't remember being taught this specific step um to get the answer as much as I should have been, teaching myself to get it. And it really took a toll on me. So, I had real life situations, and not only that, um no one in my family, was there in the mindset when it came to, staying focused in school or finishing school or studying. I had a mother who was really abusive to drugs, and I didn't have anyone in my family who I can lean on to support. And I just grew up in an environment to where, no one really knew the gift that I had and how to really how to use that into the world that we live in today because they have never done it. However, my grandmother was really, I told you about my grandmother being a very spiritual person, but she was able to identify, and she also told me one day, she said, Chris, what you want to go to school for in broadcasting and to be on television, your family knows nothing about. So it's not impossible for your dreams to come true, but just know that you're going to have to find your help on the outside of your family because your family right now don't know anything about journalism, broadcasting, the news, or anything like that. They just don't know anything. So it was kind of like heavy for me because I understood that I needed to be around a good environment, the right type of environment, in order for me to be successful in life. Because it's kind of hard doing it on your own, so you're going to need some help. So I kind of struggled with keeping the right type of family to be on the same page as me, and not only that. I also knew how important it was to like, if I do go on the outside of my family to go seek help, their lifestyle had to be on the right track as well. That needed to be a good environment as well. I couldn't just jump into this family or this person expect for help when their environment is not some place that I should be in. So that took a toll on me. Plus, I had like other things to work on, like getting established, keeping a job, finding one, keeping a job, having some support from family because I was literally fresh out of high school, and things like that. So, I mean, I'm 27 years old now, and it was 2012 when I graduated high school, and I went straight to college that following fall. So it's been about, I say about 9, almost 10 years since I've actually been in college. I've tried other schools and things like that to try to give me some credits and things like that, but it just never really worked out because I've always had like life situations hit me to where I needed to focus on Chris getting himself established correctly with finances and food, and things like that, and emotional support and things like that. Because all I needed was some support from a stable environment in order for me to continue um, to pursue, my career and what I wanted to do in life. And long story short, I went to a community center. It's called the Interactive Resource Center, downtown in Greensboro. And I spoke with an advisor who actually went to college and graduated from college. And even though I came there for work, I came there for employment. I've worked everywhere in my life, but um, I was just tired of working places that did not fit my description, didn't fit my personality. Me having to get kicked out of my own mother's house because she was on drugs and she wanted everything to herself. She didn't really want the responsibility, and she wanted her children out of her house. So she kicked me out of my house, out of the house. Um, and she had a boyfriend that was really abusive to drugs as well, and it wasn't a good look for her or benefit for her or the family. And so it was like I was forced to go out there and and try to maintain and struggle, to try to keep me responsible enough so I can find um, a stable environment. So I really went through a lot out there because of a dysfunctional family. Um, but eventually, I went through a few shelters, from shelter to shelter. I went to like 2 or 3 different shelters. Now it makes 4 because I went to Chapel Hill for a while, and that didn't work out so well. Because they were really taking a long time doing an intake, and I really needed a place to sleep. And I didn't want to be out there on the streets, anything like that. So I had to come back to Greensboro. Not only that, because of a work environment was kind of out of order over there. So, I don't really leave off of jobs to walk off of jobs. But if I was to leave off of a job, it's because something wrong with that job is going on. And because Chris don't just walk off with no job. Like, I just can't do that. That's like something I don't do. But it happened. So, long story short, I've been working from job to job, trying to find a good, stable environment to work in and things like that. I've pushed myself through, and I've came along pretty well by myself, but I've struggled a whole lot because I don't really have family support. They really, like literally help me. So I've had found my resources and help from other people out there, and a lot of people could not see that I was actually doing anything. But now that I am on YouTube, people can see the movement. And some people didn't need me to be on YouTube to see me actually moving, because when I explained my story, my life situation to them, they understood because they were spiritually there and gifted within. They were saved, okay, already. People know good people when they see it, and people know who's telling the truth and who's being honest. So, but long story short, I spoke with an advisor, because when I was in college, I was forced to pay out of pocket if I did not um, pass the math course within the time that they wanted me to pass it, because that was money taken out of my federal loans and student aid. So unfortunately, when it maxed out for me to, when I was failing the math class, I actually needed to pay out of pocket in order for me to continue. But real life situations hit me, and I was kicked out of my mom's house because she was like literally on drugs, and she didn't know what type of child she had. Everyone else on the outside can see how gifted I was and what I was able to do, but she was not there. So it kind of forced me to go out there and be, you know, try to get established and make myself a living based on what I knew how to do, like go use resources at a shelter. Never in my life thought that would happen to me, but she's gotten like worse and worse throughout the years. And I have two brothers. One of them did not finish school. The other one didn't finish school either. But the other one ended up going to Job Corps, and he's working. He's doing pretty well right now. He's working. The other one is not really working. He did not finish school. He didn't go to Job Corps or anything like that. So he's like, I'm not sure what he's doing, but I don't think he's working either. I don't think he's never really held a job. But that's all because of the environment of what we were coming from. But um, I mean, if I had support from them, I would be somewhere else totally different. But because of it, I was coming from an unstable family. It kind of made things a little bit harder for me. So that's pretty much it for that. Long story short, I spoke with a very nice lady who were volunteering at the men's shelter in Greensboro. Her name is Debbie. She was very sweet. Hey Debbie, if you see this video, thank you so much. And I met your sister Stacy today, and those two, you guys helped me so much. They seen that I had a dream in me, and they even acknowledged it. Her sister Stacy said, acknowledged it. She said, "You're the only person that came in here that actually had a dream." So she really, it was really, it mounted in her heart and her soul that, this is someone that I can actually reach out to help, because she's already graduated from a school that I had to leave from. But because of the years changed and the situations with the loan forgiveness and things like that, she was able and willing to open up her heart and talk to an advisor and even her professor um, to let me know if there was some resources that I can take in order for me to get my foot back into the door so that I can go back into school. Now, I came to the resource center in order for me to just get a job, because I did want to go back to school, but I was not focusing on that right now. I was focusing on getting me a car so then I can make me some moves, because I've been walking and riding a bike all my life, and just having a car would be like and very impressive to me, and it would really allow me to feel a whole lot better about myself. And but school will allow me to feel better about myself also. But really, I just felt like it was just necessary for me to just get a job, save up for my money to get me a car, and then later on, if I felt like going to school, I can do so. But still, I did not plan on going back, even though it kind of hurt me a little bit, because that's something that I really want. Um, what wanted, but I still want that, but I want that car too, but I do want a career that I can actually and I do want to be able to pay off my debt that I owe, so that I can have me some good credit established for myself, because I'm not the type of person that is greedy or the type of person that likes to overdo things. I like moderation, and I like being established, and I like to be, um, I like to be able to get good things in life because I'm a good person, and it was just like a big surprise that she saw the opportunity to give me the information and trying to drive me into getting back into school again, which I was kind of scared because I owe, the school back from a loan, and I have to pay him back because I didn't pass a course. And, I didn't want anything else to pile over top of the school loan, even though there are certain steps you can take to pay off your debt and things like that. But when real life situations hit you, it's almost like, what if that money runs out and you done paid your school this when you could have kept that, because it's going to take you a while to pay it off and things like that. And yes, your credit would have got lower, but it's almost like, gosh, even though you did pay that little bit off, you really wanted to use that and keep that, because you know how you can be like, you know how you can feel when you don't have any money in your pocket and you don't have any family to help you. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like some people understand what I'm saying. Um, so it was really hard. It was really hard for me, and she opened up her heart, and from the jump they opened up their heart from the beginning, and they were willing to help me. So she's talking to me right now about getting back in school. So she has like different scholarship programs and Pell Grants and things like that that I can apply for, that I've already applied for, but didn't really get any information back that I was granted or qualified for certain things, like loans. I mean, it's not loans, but like grants and scholarships and things like that. I kind of like just like gave up on it because real life hit me, and not that that's not real life, but the fact that I was trying to make ways happen and make things fit that fit me best that I could see. And so right now she's trying to get me to go back in school, and I don't really feel like that's a bad idea. Like, I want to be back in school, and I really am um shocked that that kind of happened, because I came there and I'm literally just wanting to just work, give me a job, and save my money up so that I can get me a car, and then I can feel better about myself. Not that that's not going to make me feel better, but I just thought that it was kind of time wasting, things like that, and I did not plan on it, so it's kind of scary because she just I didn't feel like she knew where I was coming from it, and why I chose not to do school right now, but she made a very very good understanding. Um, the party, well, I spoke with another lady at the restaurant. Her name was Cindy. I used to go there to eat sometimes, and she was telling me, she said, well, I think it would be very good for you to go back to school, Chris, because your younger partying days, even though I never partied anything like that, but she said your younger partying days are over, and now you'll be more focused about going to school. And I understood what she was saying. Because yeah, I don't like partying. I don't feel like going out there doing this, and that, and the third. I want to go do my business that keeps me established and responsible and maintaining for me, to keep me prospering, um, and to keep me well, and then go back home and rest, and feel good about myself, and just, and then every once in a while I go out, um, you know who knows, go out. I don't party, I don't drink or anything like that, don't smoke, so I don't really find those things entertaining. So it's not like, it would be hard for me because I am mature enough, and I know that I can stay focused on that and paying off my debt and things like that if I do go back to school. And even if I don't go back to school, I can still pay off my debt. But that's like, she went to school. The lady named Stacy, who referred me to go back to college, um, even though her sister had the idea for me to go to the IRC, the Interactive Resource Center, to look for employment, um, her sister referred me to, get inside of a job that is going to be kind of like beneficial towards the career path that I'm interested in. So at least my foot would be in the door for like an internship and things like that. And all that stuff have already been mapped out and planned while I was in school. It's just that I left it all alone to focus on other ways to come up to the top. And I had to find my way to maneuver because of the situation that I was in. So that's pretty much it. But unfortunately, she made a good statement that you know, not all of the classes that you, or not all the majors that you actually decide to take will require you to do a whole lot of something that you don't want to do, that you didn't feel necessary for the major that you were trying to seek. Like I know that math is not hard and it's not really easy at the same time, but I also understand that you I just feel like, why am I doing all this extra stuff in math and I know I'm not going to be using that when I'm working, when I'm reporting the news, when I'm on television, giving out information. That has nothing to do with. Now I passed English and history and in writing, but it's like, okay, now that I can see has something to do. But as long as I know how to count, add, subtract, multiply, divide, carry the two, blah blah blah. But all that other stuff is just like, I'm like, okay. So, but the good news is that she said that GTCC only allows you to take one math. So that is pretty good. That's decent. The thing is that what stopped me is that I was in taking my electives, my electives, and I passed everything during my electives. In order for me to start my major, before I started my major, I had to complete the math course, and I took it like 2 or 3 times, and I still did not pass it. And I just like, okay, so I get one last chance, and the final last chance, I did not pass it, and I end up needing to pay out of pocket. But right when that happened, that's when my mother kicked me out of my house, or out of the house. And, when she was on drugs, she just was not there to really understand that you're literally kicking out a child who has a heart of gold, who is actually available to aid and heal you, and himself and the whole entire family, if you just actually stick with him and help them. But because you're on drugs and your lifestyle's out of order, you don't see what type of child you have. So the lady that was helping me get into college, she was literally like in tears about my story, because no one else could relate to my story as much as she could relate to it, because of what I've been through. She was able to identify who I was and what I've been through, and she just knew right off bat that no one else in the shelter had no idea about what I was going through. No one else had the same type of skin that I have, and not literally, but no one else could actually um, understand what I've been through while I was growing up. So when it came to me trying to open up and explain my story to someone, she already necessarily like just knew that um, whenever I was in the shelter, or whenever I'm in the shelter, that environment is not for me, and I don't fit in with anyone at the shelter. So imagine how that is for me. Plus, keeping the mindset that I have and the driven passion that I have, and still trying to and without any help from any family, But I have told her that it is because people like you who believe in me, who help me believe in myself, to help me. It's people like you that actually help me maintain the responsibility to keep on going and things like that. Now, I have that within myself already, regardless. But it does help when you have other people who believe in you as well. And that is like the main thing about where I'm going in life and how much help I need, you should be able now to determine how much help you need to do in order to help me, because I am literally tired, and I've tried so many different things, and I need the right people around me in order for me to be successful. Um, because as you can see, a lot was robbed from me from childhood, from a toxic mother, um, and other family members, that it's almost like, it's time for Chris to get all of that back in which he was being robbed from. Now, I'm not saying that God cannot provide it back to me, because he's doing it now already. But my thing is that look how much I've been through, and why would you not want to take the time to help someone like me? Because I do have a heart, and I am literally out here, um, trying to be established and be responsible and take care of me and others as well whenever I get to the point to where I'm able to do so. Um, and that's just basically been, my life situation right now. So right now I am literally and I feel I feel driven to go back to school, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work with that, and also find a job to help me get some money. Right now, I already took in the drug test. I know I passed it. I'm just waiting to see, when the um the actual company is going to call me and let me know when to come back in, because they have a list, and they have to start from the top and work their way down and call each individual who has passed the drug test to see if they're still available. But they have to start from the top, and I'm not sure where I am on that list. This is why I said I'm not being impatient, but I need to keep it moving to find the next job available, so that I can continue to be successful and grow. Because it's not that I'm being impatient. It's just that, things happen and other people can kind of slow you down, so you have to like keep on moving no matter what. So that is my life story, and if you like what I am saying, if you relate to me, subscribe down below, click the subscribe button, okay? And I'm a speaker for the ones who aren't really speaking, and so it kind of like, it benefits the both of us. You get more of me because I'm not done talking about other things that can help you. And, you'll be able to see me, and I'll be able to see you. So comment and like also at the bottom of the page. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Christopher Williams, DC. Have a pleasant day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.